Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to Show and Tell number 280. So, it has been a while. Many of you guys will have seen the little video that I put up 2 weeks ago about Banner having gone missing. So, he was gone for 104 hours. He went missing at 8:30 on Sunday and reappeared at about 7 a.m. on Friday. So, it was very difficult and very stressful waiting for him to come home, trying to lure him back home. Thank you guys so much for so many wonderful tips and advice and stories about your cats making their way home after an extended period. Fix my microphone there. It feels like it's about to fall off or drag my shirt off my shoulder. That would be the problem. Anyway, we have a security camera that faces the driveway. So the night he went missing at 3 a.m. Monday morning, a dog that we didn't recognize came up the driveway looking around like he was looking for something. And bear in mind, this is after I'd finally gone inside after falling asleep on the back porch waiting for Banner. So this dog just kind of wandered off our property out through the back of the subdivision. Then 2 days later, we had a fox that was incredibly brazen that ran up into the backyard right behind the pool and just stood there kind of looking at me like, what are you going to do about it? So I was really starting to get worried that even if these animals hadn't attacked Banner, that Banner wasn't going to return because these animals kept coming into the backyard area, which is the area I figured he would probably come back to. So I got up every single morning with Pippin, and because Pippin, as soon as it was like 2:30 in the morning, was like, okay, it's time to go call Banner again. And he wouldn't even eat breakfast before he would ask to go out on the catio. And he would stand out there going, wow, 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 wow. And to me, it started sounding eventually like, come home, come home. It was really cute. It was really funny. But, he was very depressed. I mean, he definitely missed having Banner here, even though he's being kind of weird with Banner still. Their relationship is weird. They're definitely brothers. So, they tease each other back and forth, but in particularly Pippin teasing Banner quite a bit. But anyway, 2:30 in the morning every single day, I would sit out there on the back porch with my coffee, softly calling for Banner to come back, knowing that he would more than likely travel at night, not during the day. And finally, Friday morning, Troy got up and tried to let me sleep in, because I was running on like 2 hours of sleep every single day. I know, like, y'all could see like the little bag starting to already form under my eyes by Tuesday, but it was so funny. I was out cold. I sleep with an eye mask on, and all of a sudden I'm just ripped out of sleep with, honey, you're going to want to wake up. And I'm kind of like, barely able to understand what Troy just said. And I heard this little, and I was like, Banner, and immediately was wide awake. So Troy had gone out there and was just doing the Banner, Banner on the back porch, the soft calling. And he trotted around the corner of the house and was like, hey, I'm here. And I almost jumped into Troy's arms. So I was a little insulted that after sleeping out on the back, I fell asleep on the porch like 3 nights that week. So anyway, he's home. He's safe. That's the only thing that really matters. He has been curling up with Troy more on the sofa at night than me, and I'm just a little bit jealous, but it is what it is. So he came back Friday morning, and I had to leave for a funeral Sunday morning. So I didn't get much time with him before I had to leave to go back up to North Carolina for a funeral. So it's been a testing and trying month so far. I still feel very anxious and very high on edge spectrum, because I had a medical procedure, then Banner went missing. Well, medical procedure, found out my grandmother passed away, Banner went missing, and then had the funeral. So I feel like even now, like I'm filming this very early, but I'm filming this Friday, a week before y'all will see this. I'm still like very much on edge and very like I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop as far as how this month got started. So, yeah, that's been my 2 weeks while I've been away. I have not, like, the whole week Banner was missing. I could barely sit down to focus on anything. I tried really hard just trying to like anything and just could not set to anything because every time I sat down, I felt like I needed to be outside or I'd hear something that sounded like a mew or a scritch, or I went to the bathroom and I heard what sounded like a jingle bell outside the bathroom window. So of course that led me to go outside and like crawling under the house and everything, trying to see if I could find him, looking up bushes. We even tried an IR camera to see if we could see his heat signature. The problem is the screen was too small for Troy to be able to see it very well. So I went out with it. I still didn't see him. And then the next morning he showed up. So I don't know. Anyway, that's that's kind of been my life update for the last 2 weeks. It's been bananas. I mean, I know I say life be lifing and life gets in the way of best laid plans all the time, but this is the kind of stuff where it's like, I cannot, like, I'm creative and I've written some creative things in the past and come up with creative stories. I'm not creative enough to come up with the confluence of events that seem to happen. And it's, a couple of years ago, I had a series of car accidents and it was so absurd just the way it happened. I got rear-ended on the way to church. I was driving my car and was tagged on the passenger back corner. Nobody was hurt, minor damage to the cars and stuff. On the way to the shop to repair my car after I'd already gotten it assessed and everything, and the guy who hit me, his insurance was, working with me fairly easily and stuff. On the way to the shop, the day I was supposed to drop it off, I was rear-ended on the exact same corner of my car and totaled my car. And had injuries from that one. Like, that was about a 3-month recovery period from that accident. I could not write the confluence of events of, minor fender bender, going to get that repaired, and then having a major car accident, and neither wreck being my fault. Like, I did nothing wrong as far as rules of the road. I was actually at a dead stop when I got tagged or hit the second time. I wasn't tagged. I got hit. It actually cracked the wheel bed of the Jimmy that I was driving. So anyway, I think this is hilarious. I couldn't come up with these things. Like, if I were trying to write a sad sack character, I could not come up with these types of things being what would happen. I'm good, but I'm not that good. Life does a better job than I possibly could. Yeah. So what did I get done? So first off, let's check out the WIPs. Well, like I said, I really haven't gotten that much work done. There is progress on a couple of things. The best I did was actually my socks. Spook it all year round. So my Christmas socks, I still need to cake up the heel toe cuffs yarn for Troy socks because I'm going to have to use that for the heel on my socks. I am half a color row now from turning the heel on my Christmas socks. I'm going to do half a row of red here. This red is not the exact same color as this red. So I'm going to use his green to split for the heel. And I'm going to do the 2 rows of green, heel, 2 rows of green. So it makes a complete break in the red. And do my heel in green just because of the way this lined up. But We're now almost to the heel. Last time y'all saw this, I was here. I only worked on this Sunday and Monday while I was up for the funeral. Since Banner had only just come home, Troy was not able to come with me. So I had to do all the driving by myself, which meant I lost 6 hours of card knitting and crochet because Banner decided to go on a walkabout. I'm not actually salty about it. I just think it's funny. Next up, the Nickelodeon Hexie blanket. So I am really excited about how this is coming out. I do have 2 hexagons ready to add into this. After I do, I will take a picture and put it up here as well. But first, I want to show you where I am. So I am now adding the second row. I want to make sure in my measurements that I am getting this to fairly close to 90 inches long. I think all but 2 of them are going to be close to 90 inches, but the single row was just so stretchy. I didn't want to mismeasure, but this is what we're looking like with the second row added in. So I am doing this a different way instead of, I'm not doing a border on these. I will come in and do a tutorial of the hexagon and how I'm joining these. Just join as you go. I'm doing the last row, join as you go, trying to limit as much sewing as I possibly can. But this is actually 2 rows, not 3 rows, which is what I keep thinking it looks like. It looks like 3 rows. But I love this. So this was my starting. So the color order is green, orange, gray, blue. Then 2 is gray, blue, green, orange. So starting the color with gray in the same order. The next one will start with the orange in the same order, and the next one will start with the blue in the same order. Normally when I've done these types of blankets in the past, I've used 5 colors, and 5 colors are actually very easy to mix up without any of the colors touching, but 4 is almost impossible. So I had to come up with a method to do it that would give me non-touching colors. So starting 1, 3, 2, 4 is how that's going to work out, where none of the colors are going to touch. It will create a secondary pattern in the end though, but we'll see that as the blanket makes a little bit more progress. But I will take a picture of this once I get those other 2 hexagons added in. That's probably actually what I'll do while I'm editing videos over the next day or 2. This next week's going to be a little crazy, but that's normal crazy. It's just normal scheduling stuff crazy. This week, I also spent a lot of time Tuesday through yesterday, Thursday, trying to catch up on all the housework stuff, running errands. I did everything but like getting food prepped. Normally Friday's my food prep day. And I'm filming today because I wanted to do the mid-month check-in for September's make along. So I was like, okay, if I have to put on makeup for one, I may as well go ahead and just film where we are with the show and tell. It'll be short progress, but it'll get done. I know. I am so scattered still. My brain is just struggling to keep up. All right. So next, the Dragonfly blanket. This is the Dragonfly Mile a Minute. So I finished with the next Hirschner's puff pastry. So the Hirschner's puff pastry is in macaron. I did run into a problem here, and I don't know how many of you guys saw it because I somehow didn't notice. But on the light pink from the puff pastry, we actually have a darker row of pink here. And when I went to go add this in, there is an extended period of dark pink, but it's not as dark as the dark pink from the cake. The dark pink from the cake is almost like this color. That's why I'm not using it. So I don't know if I can use this. I will go from the light and see how this works if I really need this piece. Otherwise, I might have to do what I was going to try to do before, which is adding in some woolies in Canyon something. It's a soft orangey color that is kind of lighter than a lighter version of this. Yeah, so that happened. I was a little stressed out, but we have, yellow from the macaron and the orange from the macaron. Then I am now working on the Karen cake, the next Karen cake. This one I think will bring gold, pink, and dark blue maybe to their finish. I'm in the process of this one. Pink, I added in. I am now weaving in ends as I'm doing this cake, these last two cakes. So I've got a ton in here. So I will have, oh, something just fell on my back. Oh no, it's Bones. Bones fell. Poor Bones. So I have another like 2.5, 3. Yeah, that'll give me, just 2 more will give me the length I need on this blanket. Because we're at 5 feet. And then we'll add, that's 5.5 feet. So maybe one more of the Karen cakes. The Karen cake is rainbow sherbet. I had to brain there for a second. But yeah, so this one there's one more pink color change left in my cake for the dark pink. We have one more dark blue, which I think that will end this one. This one's the longest one I have. Well, I thought it was, but now looking at it, it may actually be the same size as the other one. So that might be enough to qualify to end this one. But yeah, making progress on this. It's been a little slow. This was my car project while I went up for my medical procedure. So that did give me like 4 hours in the car to work on it. So I almost finished, or I did finish the puff pastry in that, except for the pink. Yeah, so everything is in my little flat basket here. I've been keeping these rolled up so I can kind of see everything and everything stays neat and together. And I'm less likely to have a cat run off with them because cats be catting. All right, so I am going to share with you a finished object. All right, so the one thing I was able to do while Banner was missing was work on one of the donation granny squares. So I will have a picture of this in just a second, but this is joined using the Big Twist value that I ordered from Mary Maxim a couple months ago. I've got one bag of granny squares that's missing. I'm not sure where I put it. It's the first one that I had finished. These are the ones I've done this year. The other one has the granny squares from the last half of last year. So we still have some missing granny squares. I have enough to do one more blanket. These are 6 granny squares by 5 granny squares. The granny squares are 10 row grannies using a size 5.5 or I hook. And these are just worsted weight acrylic scraps. So reverse single crochet is just my go-to border for most of these blankets. It just gives such a nice firm edge to the blanket. I don't feel the need to make most blankets have fancy edges. To be honest, as somebody who loves a good blanket, I would rather have something with a firm edge than a decorative edge most of the time. So I tend to do very simple borders on most of the blankets that I do. But I do love doing that single crochet or the reverse single crochet, because it does give you a nice firm edge on the outer parts of your blanket. So you'll see I did it with like the lemon peel blanket. I did it with the granny square for my stepson. I did it here. It not gives a nice, clean, easy finish. So I just personally love it. But here it is laid out in the floor. I am very excited to at least have one big thing that I can donate, since a lot of the stuff I was hoping to do, I have not had time to do because I decided to do this Project Christmas blanket thing. So yeah, my donations have kind of gone off the rails with trying to do do all these blankets because I'm a masochist, apparently. Anyway, I love you guys, and I hope that you are having a wonderful, fantastic day. I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. Bye, guys.